This next article from the New York Post, Obama slams Trump as selfish, blames him for the COVID-19 death toll. Former President Barack Hussein Obama will accuse President Trump of not taking the job seriously and blaming him for the coronavirus death toll. Fuck you, Obama. Who the fuck are you, dude? Who the fuck are you to criticize Donald Trump's handling of the pandemic? What lives has Donald Trump costed in the pandemic? About 50% of the deaths from COVID are people over the average age of death. That means they would have died anyways. They all locked down in those nursing homes. They wore masks. They did everything that they could. And they still died from COVID. Why? 50% of COVID infections come from people who are unaware that they have symptoms. That means wearing a mask is physically impossible to stop COVID, to wear a mask in public, because most people just get COVID at their house. They do it when they're talking to somebody before they even know they're sick. You can't stop COVID. You can't. So what is he saying? That there was a high death rate? Where was there a high death rate at? Oh, Democrat-run cities. Oh, so you mean all the Democrat-run cities had really high death rates because they locked down and they did a whole bunch of stuff that they weren't supposed to do, and it caused a lot of people to die. In New York, Governor Cuomo, Bromo's brother. Bromo is Chris Cuomo, not, oh wait, no, Andrew Cuomo is not Bromo. Bromo is the CNN anchor. He's the bro that got the job because his dad was or is that his brother? No, it's his brother. Yeah. He got the job because his brother's governor. And so he's a bro. He got into, what was it, Yale? If I'm wrong, comment on realsimplenews.net/issue 88. And they, so he's one of those rich kids that got into the Ivy League school with having like a C GPA. The dude is a bro. So when this stuff happened, when this high death rate happened, this was before, at this point in time, Donald Trump, whenever this was the very beginning of the epidemic in America. So they didn't have a lot of data. These cities have a lot of young people that are absolutely not okay with the COVID lockdowns. And let's see what else. We're looking for ones with high graphs here. California is really low death toll. In comparison to their population, if you look at this number, this is really small. Actually, they're not doing bad at all. Pennsylvania, this was bad. That's a smaller state. That's very big compared to compare that to California. Wow. You got Florida. Florida, the big cities are all Democrat controlled. Almost all big cities are Democrat controlled. Almost the vast majority of these deaths are coming from big cities. These cities are all Democrat controlled cities. So President Obama is a skis bag piece of shit, dude. This guy, I can't even think of anything good that this dude did. Like, oh, but he did Obamacare. It's like, yeah, Obamacare is not really around anymore. Nothing that this guy did held. There was nothing that he did that was actually is a legacy. The only legacy that Barack Obama has is he made race relations go down. He made the Democrats decide that they were going to focus on minorities and women over the majority of the people. They didn't want to focus on helping the white people. They want to give our tax money. They want to take the tax money from the white people, and they want to give it to all of the African Americans, the women, the Kleenex, and the Wasians. Because they're all saying, wah, 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 wah. They're crying rivers of lib tears. And that's why they were doing it. It's because they were crying rivers of lib tears. And let's see. So what was after Obama? They were going to try to install Hillary Clinton. So Bill Clinton passed the 1994 crime bill. He was also impeached. Although that was impeaching doesn't mean that you were removed from office. It just means they submitted a motion to impeach. It's like an indictment. Impeachment is identical to indict. It's basically an indictment. But really, honestly, I can't think of a single thing that Obama did that actually is a good thing right now. It's like Obamacare. The Republicans also were trying to get rid of the ban on pre-existing conditions. This wasn't like the Democrats were the only people trying to do this. Just about everybody supported bans on omitting pre-existing conditions from healthcare because that's just cruel. Let's see, hold on. Where was that at? He blamed him for the coronavirus pandemic on Wednesday night's speech at the Democratic National Convention, where they removed the phrase "In God We Trust" or "One Country," invisible, under God. They removed the phrase "under God" from the Democratic National Convention. Excerpts released ahead of the broadcast of Obama's taped remarks reveal that he will blast Trump as he seeks to rev up his ... So if you're unfamiliar with the history of U.S. presidents endorsing political candidates, U.S. presidents typically don't endorse presidential candidates. They'll come and speak at your event, and they will endorse the Democratic Party. Former presidents historically have not engaged in criticism of other presidents. And the reason for that is because they had a bully pulpit. The bully pulpit allows them to have speech that other people do not have, and it allows them to affect the U.S. presidential elections. So when President Obama goes out and directly criticizes President Donald Trump, that is an endorsement for Joe Biden, his former running mate, the guy that Obama could not have won had he not picked a white man. He would not have won if it was two black men, a black man and a woman, a Latina and a black man. Wouldn't have happened. None of it. No, he had to have a white male. He had to have Joe Biden. So that's why Joe Biden was vice president, was because he was white. And now then they went to pushing Hillary Clinton after that, because Bill Clinton passed the 1994 crime bill that started the prison industrial complex that caused it didn't cause all the police brutality. Police brutality used to be really bad. After the war on drugs, it went down quite a bit. It went down a lot. So, but it did cause locked up millions of people. Before the 1994 crime bill, there was not millions of people in jail for drugs. It was the 1994 crime bill that locked up so many people. In fact, if it wasn't for that crime bill, the war on drugs would have ended very shortly after. Probably George Bush would have ended the war on drugs. But the 1994 crime bill created a prison industrial complex, started the police state that luckily is now ending. And so he's saying Trump's not taking the job seriously. That definitely seems to be an opinion. It's not factual in any way, shape, or form. Donald Trump definitely takes the job seriously. There's no question about that. He definitely is full-time president of the United States. So I'm just going to have to give a big middle finger to Barack Hussein Obama. You're very un-American. You've done a very disservice to the president of the United States. You've brought shame to our country. You've brought shame to your family. You have brought shame to your party with your partisan political hack job, trying to attack the president who is arguably the best president since Lincoln. I personally think that Donald Trump is the best president from Lincoln because he oversaw cancel culture. You might not think that that's a big issue, but that's because they don't target you. They target me. So for me, it's the biggest issue. For me, I have to live in poverty. I might look like I'm rich. That's not true. It's not true at all. I got canceled, dude. I'm poor. Coupons. Food stamp card, dude. Like, I'm broke, man. I don't have shit. They canceled me. These little scumbag piece of shit leftists. They thought I was a evil far-right person because I no longer supported feminism, because feminism causes women to, first, it causes people to turn into jerks, but it causes women to put off having a child until their 30s. And this kills off your family line, makes your birth rate incredibly low, requires you to be replaced with Latinos to keep up the cheap labor flow. If the labor flow contracts, they now have a shortage of labor and shortage of customers. So this is why they want to suppress people from enforcing our immigration laws, is because the feminists in these big cities are such cucks that they can't even, they're like going down to only child status because they can't please women, and the women don't like them. This is why I changed, because I noticed women didn't like me when I was a butthurt beta male bitching about how women aren't getting enough. And then as it turns out, women want a man who has a good job. Women are looking for that guy who put off having a kid until his 30s and he put himself in a really good position. On the one side, you have the best case scenario where the man has the family and everybody is well off. On the other side of the equation, where the feminists are in control, your family line dies off and you're replaced with Latinos. And you can't talk about it because that's white supremacy, because they're batshit crazy about just about everything. They think that far right means neo-Nazi or means just Nazi, but then you can lump in everybody else into the far right as if everybody in the world is an anti-capitalist, because Nazis were anti-capitalist. Fascists were anti-capitalist. It's a fact. It's true. You want to call somebody a Nazi is an anti-capitalist. No arguing about that, buddy. A communist, anti-capitalist. Majority of the murders and wars recently have been by anti-capitalists. But they want to tell you, no, capitalism is evil. The white man is racist. They're holding down the African Americans, the Wham-Man, the Kleenex, and the Wasians. And you have to vote for them because Donald Trump is a imaginary misogynistic pig, imp boogeyman from MSNBC and the Southern Poverty Law Center. He's the one they put on the hate map. He's the one that you have to be afraid of. It's the boogeyman. It's coming to get you. So you need to donate to the Southern Poverty Law Center and watch Rachel Maddow. Now you can see their game. It's fear tactics. It's how you sell media articles. I noticed it because I was doing this show, and after you read enough of these articles, you start to see the pattern. Like, oh, they're fear mongering. Oh, they didn't get all the information right. Oh, they're circularly referencing their journalist friends. That's why the news is fake. With this, my voice is getting croaky, and I have had a good time, but I do need to take a break. That was a long session, but thank you very much for watching. Anybody who is watching, I appreciate every single viewer, every view, every like, every subscribe. Thank you very much for watching. Until next time, farewell, sayonara, aloha, peace be with you, and Godspeed in your journeys.